The story kicks off with an intense chase through the far reaches of the galaxy. The scene opens with an explosion of bright colors as the camera sweeps over the wreckage of an alien fleet. Metal and twisted ship parts float in space, scattered across the void like debris from a broken world. Captain Jackson Wade, a human pilot, is in the thick of it. He's flying the Vigilant, a small, older ship compared to the massive, powerful alien warships that are closing in on him. These alien ships, sleek and controlled by advanced AI, seem almost unstoppable. Jackson's ship isn't as advanced. His cloaking device flickers in and out, offering him just a brief moment of invisibility before the aliens' high-tech sensors lock onto him again. He can hear the warning signals blaring in his cockpit, telling him that the enemy is getting closer. The camera focuses on Jackson's face, a mix of determination and adrenaline. His hands grip the controls tightly, and the tension is palpable. Without hesitation, Jackson presses a button, and his ship veers sharply to the left. He's already in full flight mode. Every muscle in his body is focused, calculating each move instinctively. In the distance, a massive alien mothership hovers ominously, its laser turrets slowly turning toward him. It's aiming for a direct hit. The sound of the charging lasers grows louder as the countdown ticks closer. With a swift motion, Jackson jerks the ship into a sharp dive, the screen flashing as he narrowly avoids the deadly blast. It's a heart-stopping moment, but Jackson doesn't let up. The alien ships fire at him, their lasers slicing through space, but Jackson's flying is anything but predictable. He dances between the beams of light, dodging, weaving, and flipping the Vigilant through a series of risky aerial stunts. While the alien pilots follow their precise, calculated patterns, Jackson's maneuvers are chaotic, raw and fast, like a fighter with no rules. His flying is more like a dance than a fight, every move keeping the aliens on edge. They try to anticipate his next step, but every time they think they have him, he's already gone in another direction. It's clear, Jackson is playing a dangerous game, relying on instinct and his years of training rather than technology. The aliens grow frustrated. They're used to controlling everything, using AI that can predict and plan every possible move. But Jackson, he's all heart and guts. His ship may not be the most advanced, but his mind and reflexes are sharper than any machine. It's human unpredictability at its finest. He's the underdog, outgunned and outmatched, but he refuses to give up. As Jackson pushes the Vigilant to its limits, a sudden jolt shakes the cockpit. He winces in pain. He's been injured. Blood stains his uniform, but there's no time to think about that. He's alone in space, with no backup, and the aliens are closing in fast. The camera zooms in on his eyes, full of focus and desperation. The weight of the hunt is real. It's just him against the galaxy. With no other choice, Jackson activates his cloaking device once again, hoping for a few precious seconds of invisibility. The screen flickers, and for a moment, the Vigilant disappears from the enemy's view. The alien ships circle, scanning, their sensors trying to pick up the faintest trace of his presence. Jackson's breathing is heavy, every second counting as the silence of space settles around him. The tension is unbearable. His ship seems to vanish into the vastness of the galaxy, leaving the aliens to search, confused. It's a temporary escape, but Jackson knows it's only a matter of time before they find him again. The camera cuts to his face once more, his eyes filled with determination. He knows the odds are stacked against him, but he's not backing down. Not now. The aliens may have all the tech in the universe, but they don't have what he has: human instinct and the will to survive. The hunt is on. Jackson's not just fighting for his life. He's fighting for the survival of humanity. As the race continues, Jackson's mind drifts back to the past. The peaceful days of flying through the stars feel like a distant memory. The harsh reality of war still lingers in his thoughts. Flashbacks reveal Jackson as a young pilot during humanity's battle against the alien empire, a time when humanity was far outmatched. The aliens, with their advanced technology and AI-controlled fleets, had wiped out countless human colonies. But humanity wasn't going down without a fight. In these flashbacks, Jackson remembers his time in the human resistance. He was just a rookie, flying old, battered ships against the cold, precise alien machines. The aliens had their perfect drones, ships that could predict every move, powered by artificial intelligence. But humans had something the aliens couldn't account for: resourcefulness and unpredictability. Jackson recalls how the resistance used guerrilla tactics, ambushes, and feints to confuse the enemy. While the aliens followed their cold logic, humans fought with passion and an unyielding desire to survive. As Jackson snaps back to the present, the memory fuels his determination in the Sovereign Circuit, a deadly race across the galaxy. He's not just racing for glory. He's racing to show the galaxy that humans can still fight back. His ship, the Vigilant, is a relic of the past, but Jackson knows it inside and out. He might be outgunned, but he's smarter, faster, and willing to take risks that the alien pilots won't. The race intensifies as Jackson faces more alien competitors, each with their own technological advantages. One pilot uses a cloaking device that makes their ship nearly invisible, while another has drones that track Jackson's every move, anticipating his tactics. Yet, no matter how advanced the technology, Jackson remains one step ahead. He doesn't rely on machines or AI. Instead, he trusts his instincts, adapting on the fly and staying unpredictable. But the aliens won't let him win easily. Commander Xarov, the ruthless leader of the Xylor species, is determined to stop Jackson. He orders an AI-controlled fleet to sabotage the race, sending ships to attack Jackson from all sides. Xarov believes that humans, with their outdated tech and uncooperative nature, are no match for the Empire's supremacy. He underestimates one thing: Jackson. The tension rises as Jackson faces more challenges. With every turn, the aliens get closer, their tactics growing more aggressive. Yet Jackson remains focused, determined to prove that humans, despite their technology being inferior, have something the aliens can never beat: the will to fight and the heart to win. The atmosphere shifts from tense to deadly as the race takes a dangerous turn. Jackson, who had been dodging the alien ships with his unpredictable flying, suddenly faces a new and terrifying threat. Commander Xarov, the leader of the alien empire, has deployed his secret weapon, a massive AI-controlled battleship, far more advanced than any ship Jackson has ever encountered. The battleship, called the Xylogan, is a monster of technology. It has sensors that can predict Jackson's every move, making it nearly impossible to outmaneuver. Its AI is so advanced that it can calculate his next move before Jackson even makes it. Jackson feels a chill as he realizes that this ship is unlike anything he's faced before. No matter how fast or clever he is, the Xylogon will catch him. It's as though he's being hunted by a ghost. There is no escape, no way to outrun it. Jackson's heart pounds in his chest as he takes evasive action, darting through asteroid fields and pulling sharp turns. But every time he thinks he's lost the battleship, it's right there, waiting for him. The situation feels hopeless. The other alien ships are closing in, and with the Xylogon now tracking his every move, Jackson knows he has only moments before the enemy overwhelms him. The stakes are higher than ever. In a quiet moment, while he's hiding in the debris of a dead moon, Jackson reflects on the past. He remembers Bonner, his best friend and fellow soldier, who died in a brutal battle against the aliens. Bonner was always by his side, fighting not just for survival, but for something greater: the future of humanity. Jackson can still hear Bonner's last words before he fell. "Don't stop fighting, Jackson. We're with you." That memory hits Jackson hard. Bonner's death pushed him to keep fighting, to stay alive. He promised to honor his friend's sacrifice. Now, as the Xylogon closes in, That promise burns inside him, fueling his resolve. He's not just racing to survive. He's racing for every person who's lost their life fighting this war. Jackson knows the Vigilant is no match for the Tylogan, but he's never been one to back down. In a bold move, he makes a decision that could either save him or doom him completely. He knows the Vigilant's cloaking device is their only hope. With a deep breath, he deactivates the cloak, knowing that it will briefly give away his position. But Jackson's plan is more daring than it seems. He's going to use the cloak to draw the Tylogan closer, hoping to bait the AI battleship into a trap. It's a risky play. If he miscalculates, that Tylogan will catch him for sure. His heart races, but he doesn't hesitate. The trap is set, and the only way out is to outsmart the AI. If his plan fails, he'll be destroyed. But if it works, he might just have a chance to take down the Tylogan and turn the tide of the race. Jackson steels himself for what's to come. The risk is enormous, but it's the only chance he has. The battle isn't just against the aliens anymore. It's against time, against the AI, and against his own fears. This is the moment that will define everything. The race is at its peak, and the tension is unbearable. Jackson knows he's running out of time. The Tylogan eye-controlled battleship is closing in, and the massive alien fleet is hot on his trail. But Jackson isn't just running for his life. He's playing a dangerous game, using every bit of his human ingenuity to outsmart the machines. With the Tylogan sensors predicting every move, Jackson leads the massive AI ship into a narrow asteroid field. The asteroids are scattered like a deadly obstacle course, jagged rocks floating in space at impossible angles. Jackson knows this is his chance. He slams the controls, making sharp, sudden turns as he weaves through the field. The Tylogan tries to follow, its advanced AI, calculating the safest path through the debris. But it's too precise, too predictable. Jackson's movements are chaotic. He's playing a dangerous game of cat and mouse, trusting his instincts rather than cold logic. The AI can't keep up with his unpredictability, and with every turn, it falls further behind. The audience watches, breathless, as Jackson performs a stunt so dangerous it seems impossible. He spots a nearby supernova, its shockwave rippling through space, a powerful burst of energy. Without hesitation, Jackson dives straight into it, sending the Vigilant plunging into the heart of the blast. The ship shakes violently as the shockwave slams into it, but Jackson holds steady, the controls gripped tightly in his hands. The explosion rips through space, and for a moment, everything goes white. The Tylogan, unable to predict such a reckless move, miscalculates its trajectory and is caught in the shockwave. The explosion that follows is massive, wiping out the alien fleet pursuing him in one spectacular burst. For a second, Jackson can't believe what he's just done. He's made it through, but there's no time to celebrate. As the debris from the battle clears, a new obstacle appears. A massive alien space station looms ahead, its jagged edges like the teeth of some giant beast. It's an intimidating sight, but Jackson doesn't hesitate. He flips the Vigilant upside down, performing a death-defying stunt that takes him inches from the station's jagged edges. Debris flies past, and the ship barely avoids being crushed, the hull scraping dangerously close to the sharp edges. The tension is so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Jackson's eyes are locked on the finish line. He can hear the hum of the ship's engines, feel the sweat dripping down his face, and the adrenaline pumping through his veins. This is it, the final stretch. The crowd watches in awe, and the enemy is nowhere in sight. With one last, heart-pounding push, Jackson races toward the finish line. His ship is battered, his body bruised, but his resolve is unshaken. As the line approaches, Jackson crosses it with seconds to spare, barely making it out alive. The roar of the crowd echoes in his ears as Jackson leans back in his seat, his heart still racing. The impossible has been done. The underdog has won. The aliens have been beaten, and humanity has once again proven that they are not to be underestimated. The Vigilant is battered, but Jackson has done it. He's shown that even against overwhelming odds, humans have what it takes to fight back and win. Jackson's victory ripples across the galaxy like a shockwave. His stunning, unpredictable flight is broadcast on every screen, everywhere. The entire galaxy watches in awe as the underdog, humanity's last hope, defeats the might of the alien empire. For weeks, the news stories focus on one thing: Jackson Wade, the pilot who defied the odds, the AI, and an entire alien fleet. His daring moves in the Vigilant are hailed as a masterpiece of human ingenuity and courage. His name becomes a symbol, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming technological superiority, humans still have something special: the heart to fight and the unpredictability to win. Jackson is celebrated as a hero, a living legend. People from all over the galaxy reach out to him, sending messages of admiration. The victory isn't just a win in the race, it's a win for humanity. The people, once crushed under the weight of alien control, now see Jackson as a beacon of hope. He's proven that humanity's strength lies not in the weapons they wield, but in their spirit, their creativity, and their ability to outthink and outmaneuver even the most advanced machines. His victory becomes a rallying cry for the oppressed, a testament to what humans can achieve when they refuse to give up. Meanwhile, far away in the heart of the alien fleet, Commander Xarov watches the broadcast in stunned silence from his massive mothership. His face, normally calm and calculating, betrays a rare hint of frustration. For the first time, he understands something important. The galaxy has just witnessed the true strength of humanity. It wasn't the Vigilant's outdated tech or Jackson's skill with a ship that won the day. It was the unpredictability of a human mind, the willingness to take risks, to challenge the system, and to fight against the odds when everyone else would have given up. The AI can calculate everything, but it cannot predict the heart of a human. Back on the Vigilant, Jackson sits alone in his cockpit, his hands resting on the controls, looking out at the endless stretch of stars ahead. The vastness of space is both overwhelming and beautiful. The victory feels hollow in some ways. He's lost friends, faced death, and sacrificed so much. But he knows one thing for sure: this battle is just the beginning. The war is far from over, and humanity's fight against the alien empire is just getting started. Jackson leans back in his seat, his gaze fixed on the stars. A slight smile tugs at his lips. He's been through the hardest part, but there's still a long road ahead. His final words, barely a whisper, are filled with quiet resolve. We're just getting started.